Round 1. DJ Debs versus the obstacles of life. Fight!
Time right. It's almost time, baby. You ready?
I'm so ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Now, make sure y'all hitting the thumbs up. Make sure y'all comment and let us know where y'all tuning in from. The show Get 'Em to the Metaverse is about to start. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Come on, make some noise. Put some fire emojis in the comment section. It's about to be insane. It's about to be insane. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
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 hey. It's called Get 'Em to the Metaverse. You gotta
get 'em
to the Metaverse. That's Joy. That's
Hey,
Joy
y'all.
over there.
Hey, y'all.
It's me. It's me right here.
Right
It's called Get 'Em to the Metaverse. You gotta get 'em to the Metaverse. Let's go.
Woo!
Hold up. Hey, swag with me for a second. Hold swag, just swag, you know what I'm saying? You got swag, because it can be one of them shows, you know what I'm saying? But first of all, how you feeling, Joy Rain?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Get 'Em to the Metaverse. Look, y'all, we have been looking forward to this show, and we are super excited that we have a phenomenal guest, and we cannot wait to get into it. But first, how are you doing today, Jay Dunn?
I'm feeling cool like a bottle of water. Yeah, like a bottle of water. Yeah, and they don't give us ad support, so I'm hiding the name. Until they do, I ain't saying a thing. Yeah, that was my freestyle, y'all. That was my freestyle. But y'all know what it is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Get 'Em to the Metaverse, where our mission is to help to make the extraordinary metaverse an ordinary part of life. With the beautiful, the radiant, the energetic, gorgeous Joy Rain, and your boy, you dude, your fam, J Dunn. And we excited, man. It is such a blessing. It's such an awesome time. Look, we on the cusp of what we like to call Tech Timber. It's coming up. So we in the cool.
It's coming.
We in the cool of the storm right now. And I'm really excited because it's just so many things to talk about. And our guest today, y'all, listen. That's all I got to say. All right, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say about it. Listen, Joy, I want to know real quick, before we get into the breaking news and all that, what has your week been like this week? It
has been crazy. I mean, it's been super hot. Then yesterday it basically flooded down here, and after now today it's super super hot and dry, like it never flooded. So I'm like, what is going on? And global warming is like 100% real. So yeah, dealing with all that, but it's good. I mean,
listen, it's kind of like this. I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit upset because it's been hot and flooding, and then today we come outside and it's hot again, and it's just continually like that, just like the VR, XR landscape right now. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna transition into this week's breaking news. All right, let's go. All right, now listen up. It's a lot going on in the metaverse. All right, but if you a who's who and you into the meta, you know we got to talk about one company called Meta. All right, so they got Meta Connect coming up very soon, September 27th, September 28th. It is holidays for us nerds. So I am taking off those days. Joy will be taking over the reins of the house. I'm not doing anything. I'm not looking at nothing. I ain't going to work. I'm going to be staring at the screen with like a t-shirt on that say Meta Connect and be super excited about all the things that's going to be coming. Like, oh God, Joy, what do you got to say about this? What do you got to say about
Connect? First of all, it's 2 days. So it's like, they have to have a lot that's going on. And they said that on the first day, Zuck is going to give his keynote. And then there's going to be a developer state of the union.
Yeah.
And then on the second day, the developer sessions is going to happen. So you know how we love those. And then the sneak peek, like a product sneak peek. I'm really curious to see what that sneak peek is going to happen on day 2.
Now, see, they playing with us. See, I ain't know nothing about that. See, look, we meta heads in here. We got the Quest 2s back there. We got 2 Quest 2s back there. She got one behind her. Then we got the Quest Pros. I got the Ray-Ban glasses. So we like, listen, we in this thing, man. You know, we be trying to, Meta, if you listening, Meta Quest, you know what I'm saying? If you pay attention, if you want to help us out, you know what I'm saying? But listen, like, seriously, it's one of those things where just the software updates, and I love what you said earlier, Joy, the developer sessions are the area where you really get, if you really know, that's where you really know where the platform is going. What's Connect is the public facing piece. It's like the keynote is like, oh, this is some cool stuff we got. That's, you know, that everyone didn't really care about. But then developer sessions is where you learn about like the next level of hand tracking or the next level of this and that. And so a lot of people don't know a lot of things that we're seeing today is literally things that they talked about at Connect last year, and we didn't get it till like now. So it's really just those times where I'm really, really excited about what's going to be going on, and that's Connect. But while Meta is killing the game, we have a new person in the ring bringing some heat to the XR headset space, and that, of course, is Immersed. Broke the news, kind of leaked the news, unfortunately. Unfortunately for us, because I got a chance to get some leaked information, and I was like, oh, crap, man, like, got to make a video about this, and it is called Visor. It is a work-focused XR device. It's not really a general-use VR XR device, but it's a device that's made for you to work at your best with a 4K per eye resolution on this device. I want to know, Joy, is this something that would be on your radar? Now, remember, it's not a general use. It's specifically for work. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Well, what I love about it is that it's small like sunglasses.
Yes.
It's like that's the thing that attracted me about it, is that it's so small, it's not going to be heavy, and it's built for all day comfort. So I'm like, I really want to test this and see this. And if it is what it says that it's going to be, this is a game changer, because I mean, if I can work with a pair of sunglasses on, come on, I would be in it all day.
Yes. I mean, that's another thing too. So it's said in the keynote, they put the keynote out today, that literally this thing was going to be as lighter than your smartphone, which when I look at my smartphone, I'm like, it's lighter than this on my face. Like, sign me up, right? But we gotta see. Now, you know, we hear a lot of promises about delivering. This is not one of those things. This is not a big billion, we don't know. We do know they partnered with a big tech giant, so we don't know who they are. Could be It could be Google, could be anybody. When that news comes out, we'll probably understand how they're able to do this. But
Yeah.
if you had to guess, what's the price? What do you think the price might be?
I'm thinking that they will want to be like affordable. I'm thinking around maybe that 399, 400 sweet spot.
I'm going. Look, I'm going the other way. I think they're not going for affordable since it's more for work and practical use. Now, of course, it is not general use. So, I'm thinking about
you're right.
corporate.
I
I'm
didn't
thinking about
think about
corporate.
that.
I'm thinking about how those things cost for a corporate company. So I'm looking in probably around
You think
if
8?
up anywhere from 8 up. Like I don't think it's gonna be
Yeah.
below
If it's
8.
like that,
If
it's
it's
8.
under 8, I think it's a no brainer for a lot of people who do this. But if it's
Yeah.
above that, it's gonna then come down to where it's gonna be. It look like Game and Drinks just put in the chat. He was like 500 to 100 is perfect. Yeah, I would.
500 to 1,000.
I'm sorry, 500 to 1,000. Look at me. I'm misquoting it. 500 to 1,000 is perfect for sure. And Rex said for sure. He said facts. That is huge. And going back to one of the previous notes, Alex had even mentioned there. He said, "I wish there was an in-person event for Connect this year. I guess there's a limited in-person event at Meta headquarters, but I imagine devs are getting those invites." Yes. So from what we understand, it is going to be a limited space. We don't know how that invite system is working. What we do know is that there's going to be hopefully some cool people there. And hey, like I said, if you want to holler at us, let us know. But it's one of those things where I don't know if we're out of that. I think Apple has trained us, just being honest. Those keynotes, those high production keynotes since COVID, even when Apple did their their invites for the new Apple Vision headset, it was still like we're watching a video in the audience. It wasn't like we're actually going to be a part of something. So maybe next year we'll go back to a full-fledged Connect where the press and media and podcasters will be able to come through. But hey, meet us in Horizon Worlds, okay? If you ain't got an invite, holler at us in Horizon Worlds. Let's party up. Let's have a watch party in Connect. Because last year it was absolutely incredible.
That was amazing.
It was amazing in there last year. All right, now speaking of Horizon Worlds, look at my segues. Listen, Horizon Worlds growing up on y'all, man. I need y'all to stop hating. Alex, I'm talking to you. I need y'all to stop hating on my home, on our place of community. Horizon Worlds got a new game. Okay. Got a new game called Super Rumble. And man, the fidelity, I got a chance to sit in on a developer's talk about this. And they said this is the first time that in Horizon Worlds, they was able to get a world running at 72 frames per second without any issues or problems. And this is using some of those new things that Vishal last year and Mark and Boss talked about, where they were talking about tri-mesh and new types of ways to import things in. So really, really excited about it. They talked about it at Connect, and we're finally beginning to see the beginnings of that. So Joy, you played Super Rumble with me, and it's on our channel. An unshameless plug. You can go watch it after the show. It's hilarious. But Joy, what do you think about Super Rumble?
I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it feels. I love the direction that it's going toward. And it's something that's to be really excited about. And as far as the game is concerned, it was fun. It was so much fun. And so if you haven't tried it, go ahead in there. And, even hit us up. If you want to go in there and play against us, we would love to,
Alex just said he wanted to get his butt whooped. So, Alex, what we're going to do is we're going to get you in there, get Brittany in there, and we're going to go ahead and have us a rumble. Now, don't get mad when we win, all right, because we're a little competitive because it's our home turf, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But no, Super Rumble, and the reason why I brought it up on here is because it really wasn't just about Super Rumble. It really just signifies the next evolution of Horizon Worlds.
Absolutely.
It's the next evolution and push into what we believe and what we've seen since the day we've gotten in there. We are about community, we're about social, but this is really the next level of engagement to really shut the noise and stop all the hate. And
also to attract new people, because if it feels good, if it, looks good, then of course, with the community built on top of it, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
I love the way that the direction that they're going.
So yeah, you gotta meet us in Super Rumble. Holla at your boy, holla at your girl. We gonna be in there. We gonna get you whooped. All right, last bit of news before we get into our apps of the week. Okay, this one here didn't take me by surprise, but it took me by surprise of how fast it happened. So the Roblox CEO spoke about 1 million downloads of Roblox on the Quest platform within how many days? 5 days. 5 days. That's a lot of people.
I was like, first of all, where these people been? Where?
Look,
$1 million downloads. Where are these people at? Where are you people? Like, where have you been?
Look, I said the same thing.
Have you just been specifically waiting for Roblox to, come out? This is crazy.
It's one of those things where, we got into it the second it dropped. Joy literally saw me run from one room to the next and be like, yo,
I was like, what is happening?
Roblox is on. I got to go drop a video now. She's like, drop the video now. So I rush in the room and I'm like, hey, it's your boy Jay Dunn. Listen, we're going to be playing Roblox. And so didn't realize 5 days in, that proves the fact. Meta knows what they're doing, okay? They know what they're doing. This is a retention grabber. This is getting people into headsets. And so we're really, really excited about, because that's what Get Them to the Metaverse is all about, y'all. It's about get them in headsets, get them to the Metaverse by any means necessary. So Roblox coming into the platform, it gets them to bite into the Quest. And of course, as Quest 3 comes out, it's going to be even better. And then with the Quest 2 being a lower price, it's like, this is just going to keep that engagement going. And this is now, remember, it's open beta, so a lot of people have been streaming it, talking about how it's made them sick or they don't, it's not really graphically what they was expecting. Here's the thing. You got to understand this is an open beta, y'all, so it's not going to be completely optimized. Right? Yes, it's an app lab. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's on App Lab, and I'm really excited because there've already been some optimizations that's been done, and some of the experiences that I jumped in, I know, Joy, you jumped into one or two of them as well. So it's just kind of like, we just got to play. I played some Uno on there, y'all. Okay, so it was kind of dope.
I did a puzzle.
Yeah, so Joy, before we go into Apps of the Week, I want to know, when you think about Roblox and Horizon Worlds, like, do you think there's a correlation that as Roblox is launching, you got also, we're upgrading Horizon Worlds. Do you think it's connected to that?
Well, I think that just to be 1,000 is that they're trying to retain as many children as they can, because if they go to Roblox and see that, they already know what Roblox is, they're trying to basically compete and keep the children on Horizon Worlds. So
yeah.
You don't want all of them to migrate.
I think I love the fact, this is what I loved about it. I love the fact that on the day before, on the day that Roblox launched, the next day Super Rumble launched, I was like, yes, like, let's go. Let's fight it out. Let's battle it out. But my hope is actually the opposite. I'm hoping there's a bait and switch. Move on, kids move to Roblox.
Oh, adults. I didn't say I wanted it to happen. I didn't say I wanted the screaming children to stay there.
We call them the screechers, amen. But I'm hoping
move along, but for the sake of meta of what they want,
when we first got into Horizon Worlds, it was mostly adults. So
absolutely,
we would love for it to get back to the fact of just adulting on there, and then we're going to Super Rumble and enjoying adults. We love playing with kids as well, but we try our best as adults. We're like, I really don't want to be in a thing with y'all and talk to y'all, and it's okay. So go to Roblox, and y'all see, let's save Horizon Worlds.
I don't know. I feel like I have to be in my teacher mode whenever I'm around the kids.
Oh my God. Okay,
I have to be like, come here, little baby. You go over this way.
Listen, Joy will be so quick to be like, hey, y'all, so what we're going to do is I'm going to open a portal for you guys, and you go over here, but, the sweetest of sweetest, but, it'd be just like, all right, kids. For me, I'm like, all right, kids, here's your portal. Get out of here. Get out of here. What you doing? But all right, let's get into our apps of the week, because I think it's actually kind of cool what we have for our apps of the week. So what is your apps of the week this week?
It's Poker Stores.
What?
I went in there and was like, you know what? I just want to gamble away some of these little poker chips things that they were
Yes.
giving me. And so went in there and claimed my little prize. And what I saw is that they've upgraded it so much since I've been in
Mm.
there the last time we've been in there. And they have its own designated spot where you have like your little merch that you can get, the
Come
hat and
on.
sunglasses, and it's really, really cool. So if you haven't gone in there in Poker Stars lately, you're gonna be surprised of the upgrade that they have in there. So that's my app
Okay,
of the week.
okay. We used to go into Poker Stars a lot.
We
I
did.
know Hardy's in the chat as well. He would
Hey,
go in
shout out to
there.
Hardy.
Yeah, he used to go in there. What was it, craps or something like that? We go in there and play that game or something like that. And he was rolling them dice, and we was in there. It's a lot of fun, especially when you have multiple people going
Yeah.
in. There's a mixed reality mode. If some don't, if you have a Quest Pro, challenge you. Get out when we get out of here. Go load up Poker Stars. Go into the mixed reality mode. You'll have the machines and the tables in your room. It's kind of insane. That's what I believe the Quest 3 is going to be really good at as well. But I'm so glad you brought this up because now I want to get back in here and get some of this money and get some of this cool merch. You know what I'm talking about? Well, all right. Last but not least, my app of the week, y'all. All right. I'm not ashamed to say this, but my app of the week is actually Super freaking Rumble. Okay, listen. All right,
You had a blast.
Super Rumble. I was in there today. I was in there yesterday. I was in there the day before. Like it's basically a whole app. It's like a game within the game. It's like Super Rumble is the ish, y'all. All right, I'm just being honest. Alex, anybody in the chat trying to get what, holler at me after this. You know what I'm saying? Let's go jump in and y'all gonna get murked. All right, because this is truly a new game. So I had to put Super Rumble as my game of the week because it's the only game I've been playing. I haven't had time to do anything else because of other work we've been doing. So every time I get in Horizon Worlds, I'm jumping into Super Rumble. So like I said, follow J Dunn RRP, follow Joy Rain. If you see us online, send us the invite to Super Rumble so you can get your butt whooped. All right? So we're going to check in with the crowd because we're about to do one of the best parts of the shows where we actually introduce our guests. But I want to check in the crowd. I saw that Samson joined in from the Let's Talk Oculus podcast. We appreciate you, fam, for joining in. He said, like that stream, y'all. Yeah, please. Like the stream. What are y'all doing?
Yes,
and Alex said,
thumbs up.
hit them thumbs up. There you go. See,
Yes, thank
we got
you.
Man, we got the family here today, man. It's going to be dope. It feels good when everybody's self-checking in here. You got Laura O from the Reboot Imagine.
Hi
family.
there.
What's good? And we love you too. We appreciate you for tuning in. So listen. This what we about to do. This transition, Joy, we about to do. I'm so excited. I want to say this before we even go into the intro. I want to say this because this was something we had 5 when we started getting to the Metaverse. We had 5 particular guests we wanted to have on. And the guest today is one of those people.
Yes.
So we've completed our circle. We've had everybody we said we wanted to have for this first season of Get Them to the Metaverse. So we're about to get into the intro and we're going to bring in our guests. Y'all ready? I want to see some fire emojis in the chat. I want to know that y'all connected. I want to know that y'all ready to see our guests. And we're going to go ahead and get into our intro right now. Our guest today is the first-gen Haitian and Eritrean product manager at Meta. She's passionate about using tech for social impact and has a background in public service, including AmeriCorps and community organizing for affordable housing in Silicon Valley. She later transitioned into tech in 2012, teaching herself how to code and earning a master's in interaction design from the University of Arts in London. She has supported nonprofits in London, Paris, and Alaska with these new tech skills and went on to eventually win funding from Oculus to launch her first solo-developed VR app for the Oculus Store platform in 2017. It was during this time she decided to fund a startup delivering virtual reality bias training solutions that can help improve the quality of experiences for underrepresented people in professional and educational environments. She joined Meta in 2019 where she has led teams to build Quest tools for developers and creators. She's now excitedly working on avatar experiences for VR and a Meta family of apps to support bringing the Metaverse vision to life. So now without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Clorama Dorvilias.
Oh my gosh, I love the applause. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds so cool. Who is that person?
Yes,
That was a really nice
welcome.
intro. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all for having me. Like, yeah, I'm
Of
really excited.
course.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You guys are such a vibe. I just want to let everybody know, like, I feel like I've been in the industry for like I think in the community, I think the VR community is the best thing about this space, right? And I think when we started, it was very refreshing, very positive energy. Everyone was excited about the future. And I feel like in the last few years, that's kind of turned in a different direction to a point where I kind of didn't really, like, I just felt like I had to avoid social media. I think things got a lot more critical. Things were a little bit more, the stuff that we thought was going to happen sooner didn't happen. So you just feel that in the air, the energy's kind of shifted. And I feel like your channel has been like, it was just so refreshing. And I think at a time where I'm like, I miss being part of the community now. And I feel like you guys are bringing back that energy and like, just, I don't know, it's really great. Just excitement in general. Like, even how you talk about news and stuff is just very fair and balanced. I just love that. It's great.
Thank you so much.
We know seriously, that means so much to us because we are a huge fan. You are a huge inspiration for us since we saw you on Connect talking about developer tools. So we're super excited to have you on today. And this is the best part because the beautiful, wonderful Joy Rain is about to take over the reins of the show and dive into our special guest. You ready to do this, Joy?
I am ready.
Let's go.
Thank you again so much, Clorama, and we're just going to get right into it. So how did you get exposed to virtual reality, and what was your first experience like?
Hi, Alex. Just to say that first. So I got exposed to virtual reality in 2015. This was when I was in grad school. And I was exploring, I had a research thesis where I wanted to understand how I could revolutionize bias training, I guess, from an extent. And that was because I was going through a personal experience in grad school where I was being confronted with attitudes that were just assumptions about my capabilities or competencies and on all that, on a regular basis, to the point where it was really impacting my ability to, I think, get fairly graded and fairly taught in an education that was paying equal money as my peers for, but just noticing I was just getting very different treatment. And it was an interaction design course, tech course. I luckily had come in already with not VR experience, but tech experience. I was a website developer for a year. So I had my confidence built up having worked independently with clients. And so by the time I got into this course and I was experiencing this, it was kind of just not what I expected. I think if I had came into this course and not have had that background where I had a muscle built up in this, I think I would have been more susceptible or internalized a lot of the disbelief around my capabilities. So, with that said, I wanted to use this research thesis opportunity to explore how we could use technology to combat these type of attitudes that I think impact representation, diverse representation in these fields that are going to be impacting people at scale. When we're talking about solutions, technology to me is solutions to a lot of the problems that we have today, and it amplifies that. And I love that. As someone who I love solving problems. I love looking for ways we could, especially the most difficult ones, what are the possibilities? How can we explore even just tackling the things that we feel are impossible? I don't believe, you know what I'm saying? And then also to make the world a more positive place. So that's kind of where my birth for this topic came from. And so doing the research around this work, understanding where the gaps were, and knowing that the solution was going to be around empathy. I was trying to figure out how can technology transfer this? What's the best way to have an emotional experience? And how do we measure these things? Because a lot of the times when I would try to surface these issues, I didn't have the evidence to get the situation acted on or the help that I needed to get to where I needed. So eventually I just was doing some Googling, looking at immersive solutions. I had another idea that I was originally going to do with actors and GoPros and first videos and projection. It was going to be crazy. And just to make this an immersive experience. And then I realized, I don't know, when I was Googling at that time, I saw that Facebook had bought Oculus. That was an article that came up. And I was like, what the heck? And it was there was it's a virtual reality headset. And I had put VR as an exploratory thing, but I didn't think it was an actual technology that was available to be used. And so because originally I was looking at AR glasses. I put AR VR. So I have a blog that's actually was written in 2014 where I was thinking AR VR to be a perspective lens. And yeah, I just didn't think it was possible. And so when I saw that article, I was like, what the heck, there's a VR headset? And I told my teacher, I was like, how do I get one of these? It was the Oculus DK2. It was a developer kit.
Come
And
on.
he was
Okay.
like, yeah, at that time, he was like, oh, we have one. It's been collecting dust because no one's been able to get it to work. Don't bother with it. Just try something else. And I was like, oh, if you have one, I have to at least try.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And so he lectured me for an hour on why I would be wasting my time. And like,
Oh my
he's not going to
goodness.
be able to help me. Yeah. And
Mm-mm.
I was just like, I just have to try. At the end of the day, like, I'm not going to feel satisfied exploring this topic and not
Mhm.
having, and if I'm sure I was going to fail. I was very, I didn't feel confident. He was a game engineering master's degree person, had a PhD in like physical computing, and if he couldn't get it to work, I knew that the chances for me were shot.
Wow.
But I just wanted to try, so they gave it to me. They said, don't ask us questions, this is all you. I did a couple YouTube videos. I stayed in the room all day, the computer lab by myself, and yeah, I was able to get a demo up and working in the Tuscany demo. I don't know if for those OG VR people, they probably know what that is. Working within a day, just watching a few YouTube videos. So yeah, I
Wow.
was
Well,
like, okay, I'm just kind of
let's,
set from
okay.
there.
So, yeah. So we have to acknowledge the fact that you did not give up. And
Come on.
we absolutely love that. No matter what, obstacle came your way, that you absolutely persevered through it. So
Yes.
kudos to you. I
'Cause
absolutely love that.
my
Jada.
thing, my no, my, I was about to say my thing is, I want to go back to the statement you just mentioned because I love the story we're going, this trajectory we're
Hmm.
going, where you literally said, I assume I was going to fail. Like
Yeah.
it looked like there was no way for this to make sense for me. That this was not something that was specifically something. If he couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. That
Right.
area of almost what is it? What we like to call of that
Imposter syndrome.
imposter syndrome. Even
Yeah.
though I'm highly intelligent, even though I know I can do it, if you put it in front of me, I can figure it out. It's still that
Yeah.
imposter syndrome because of someone else next to me that I may see as more intelligent or maybe has a different type of knowledge. And you being able to say, no, I just want to tinker. I'm going to go in here and try.
Yeah.
Let's continue the story. I'm excited about where it's going. Let's continue the story.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I guess the next thing that I was going to ask that you kind of alluded to was the teacher's lens, correct? That was the name of the app.
Yeah, teacher's lens. Yeah.
Yeah, could you
Yeah.
expound more on that?
Yeah, so we were gonna call it teacher's pet, but I don't know. We did like as some of my friends teachers, we call it lens, but I sometimes forget that. But anyways, yeah. So basically, it was an app where, so like I said, I had started doing my first prototype that I built in grad school was exploring how we can use VR in a first person perspective, where you can inhabit different identity traits, and because that was like a proven method in VR, like there's actual research that shows when you inhabit a body with different traits, you start to see yourself. Your brain thinks it's you. So you internalize a little bit. The empathy gap closes a bit. With that said, I wanted to gamify the experience. Like, okay, like how do we make it an experience that is enjoyable to be in? Like, diversity training, especially when you think about the way it's traditionally done, it can be very stressful. It can be, anxiety inducing, or like it can be just uncomfortable in general for a lot of people, and bring up uncomfortable emotions. And so it's like, how can we make learning about other people and empathizing with other people and building bonds with people who are different from you a fun experience
Yeah.
and a rewarding experience? Because that's what it is in real life, right? Like, at least for me, I've benefited so greatly being in diverse communities and having friends from all different parts of the world where I can learn from, enjoy different types of food, and connect with and like get exposed to different things that I didn't know I would like, or like new hobbies and stuff.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's a really positive thing. And so how can we replicate that, take that, package it, and gamify it, and leverage VR to give us that experience, that emotional experience that actually strengthens the synapses of positive like affordance with traits and like feelings. And so like that then translate into the real world, like we're less trusting of each other, less like prejudice, I guess.
Yeah.
So with that study, having done that work, I had then taken the next 2 years doing a lot of these doing freelance, and joined Oculus Launchpad, so I got accepted into this program. So for those who don't know, Oculus does a program every single year where they open, like you can submit an application and pitch a project, a VR project, and it's typically for developers who are underrepresented. But I think it can be like don't limit, like apply if you have a good idea and has some type of social impact, like type of angle, like just apply. If you get accepted to the program, they give you they don't give you funding. They give you like a free headset, like gears, and they give you mentorship and all of that. And you have 3 months and you build your project that you pitch them. And then at the end you submit, and out of all the projects that get submitted, they'll pick a number of them to fund. Wow. And so that year I pitched a project. I actually was a game project. It was completely different for what I actually did work on. But there was a girl that I met in the boot camp for the first couple of days, because they do take you to a boot camp and they teach you like all these tricks and tips and tricks and all that.
Yeah.
To get started. And you meet all the other people who got accepted, and you build a community with them. And I met someone who was interested in doing a bias training for school. And so we ended up partnering, and I would build the thing. She like supplied the research, because I wasn't familiar with the concept of, I mean, even though that was my experience, in her case, she was a white woman who had a daughter who was half Black. And so that was a big concern for her, understanding the data. She's a UX researcher. Her name is Jessica. Oh my gosh, she's going to kill me. I'm spacing on her last name. Jessica. She has the coolest last name too. Anyways, I'll remember probably later. But anyway, so me and her, we partnered together to like build this experience. Again, didn't think we would win. Like, this was 100 developers. I think at that point they were only picking like 10 projects maybe. I knew our project was it's bias training. This is 2017. Bias, I felt like, was such a loaded or triggering term for a lot of people. Yeah. And it's the Oculus platform. Like, I mean, let's be real. When I think of Oculus, especially back then, I just thought of a whole bunch of Palmer Luckies. Like women, and
with
so
with tropical shirts,
with tropical shirts, like this is not. Yeah. So I just did not think at all that we would win at all. But again, the goal for me was, I was really excited to learn how to develop an app for the Oculus Rift, for the touch controllers and the PC VR. I was really excited to do that, because before then, up until then, I was doing a lot more. My first project was Fatiga too, but in between I was doing a lot more Google VR experiences. And so, submitted the project, and found out a month later that it got picked up for funding, and then the money that we got was like crazy. I was like, wait, what? Just amazing. Yeah. So that was, did I answer your question? That's how we came.
Yes.
Yeah, teacher's line. So that was the app, and the app was basically that. It's a way that it was a proposal for how we could revolutionize training in the classroom, where we can empower teachers, because 82% of teachers in education were white in America, and half the students were people of color in America. So like, there's this natural cultural gap between teachers and students, and of course a lot of these students who are there's an overlap between students who are people of color and low income, so there's a huger gap there as well that prevents that. I think that leads to consequences where a lot of students end up there's things called like the school to prison pipeline, the high school dropout rate. Like, these are really big problems, systemic issues that happen in the American education system. And a lot of that has to do with cultural unconscious bias. Yeah. And what we found, and this is similar to the workplace and anywhere else, it transfers everywhere, but particularly in education, the number one indicator that a student will be successful is not their family, resources, their social network influences, or the friends influences. It's not the teacher's level of education or their like expertise on a topic. It's literally if the teacher believes that they can be successful. Wow. That's the strongest indicator that the student will be successful. That has the strongest correlation to their graduating, to getting good grades and all that. And it's because it changes their behavior. If a teacher believes one student is, they're going to give them more attention. They're going to be more graceful. And when they make mistakes, they're going to, challenge them, give them higher, and set them up for success. So how can we create these experiences that help, one, a teacher become aware if there is a gap or potential unconscious biases using proven methods that exist with research. And then how can we give them games and experiences that respond to the level of severity that they might have this disassociation with a student's identity and their competency or capabilities, and play games where they can grow empathy, unconscious, in the experience, just by being around more positive associations with those traits that they might not have gotten in real life if they're just consuming a lot of their understanding of different people from like media and TV, which can not put every demographic in the best light, if that makes sense.
No, this is absolutely incredible. Number one, because hearing all the thought that went behind the application, there was an application called Now is the Time, Martin Luther King, kind of like a documentary-esque experience that you would put on. And I challenged everyone when that came out about last year sometime, right around, I think, Black History, or this year. I challenged everyone on my social media, said, listen, go put this headset on, go do this whole process. There's a police part in there. And literally, Joy will tell you, I was in there doing this experience, and my heart started beating when the police pulled me over, and they were like screaming at me, and they were like, because as I am an African American, this is something I deal with, especially in the South, every day. Every time I leave this home, it's not guaranteed I come back. And I don't think a lot of people really get that when we so strongly fight for diversity and inclusion. These are the things we're talking about. So even this bias that you're speaking about, making an application and then putting them in a headset and then allowing that, they may not even know what they're being tested on, and allowing that to show them just how much they have bias, and then showing them how to, maybe if you do this a little bit differently, look at the engagement that changes in that particular student. I just think that's incredible. That's just incredible.
It is. And so going into our next question, Jay Dunn and I watched your panel discussion on AWE 2018 regarding...
These are legit. It's your homework.
Yes, we do our homework.
Way back.
Yes, regarding diversity and inclusion in the XR space. And what changes have you seen implemented that has made this space more diverse?
So for me, the biggest, so when I joined the VR community in 2016 or 17, I only knew it as a diverse population, and I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just saying I had this very unique angle of entering the space from Oculus Launchpad. And Oculus Launchpad, that was the second cohort. Again, they took 100 underrepresented devs in the space and put them together in a room and told them to build something. So for me, my community immediately joined in the space, coming from an indie freelancer where I was kind of operating independently and not choosing my clients, but the clients chose me. And so they often were clients that were, were open or receptive to someone like me building stuff for them. So we get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the game is rough out there, but anyways, so I think I've been very lucky that I've only seen underrepresented people or people of color or like women really doing really big things in the space, and coming from ground zero to like now like all flourishing in different spaces. And so for me, Oculus Launchpad to me has been, and there's been like, I don't know, 7 cohorts now. So you can imagine a lot of people getting their 0-foot start in the VR space with the support of Oculus, the industry leading, space. And I think this program was by a Black woman. Her name was Ebony. Wow. So she had this vision in 2016 to put this together, 2015 actually. And so I think that just introduced so many people from the ground up. And I think as a result, we're all dispersed now, but for me, that's been those kind of programs where we put people in a room, give them resources, give them tools, give them an incentive, who already have a passion and have proven that passion, have a thought out well idea. Like they don't just, they have been thinking about this thoroughly. They just needed like some support to like take it over the finish line. And I think when you can put all those people in a room, give them a sense of community, like you get, oh my gosh, like that's just everything. And like, you know, the projects that come out, there's a lot of really big projects that are out that we don't know are have been actually driven by people of color. I don't know if you guys know, like Onward, it's a I think Downpour Interactive is the company.
Okay.
They've been acquired by Meta. That's was started by a Black guy in high school or in college, you know, solo dev, wow. You know, like, and these are, I think something about VR is very unique from any other industry is that because it's getting its start now, where most of us are starting to get our foot in the door into tech, or, you know, we're the first gen for my family to like, you know, start to venture into this space, that people like, you're just seeing a lot more creatives from the ground up look different. So at least from my perspective.
Yeah. And so that goes into the next question. From your experience, has the acceptance and use of virtual reality been better across Europe or other places that you've traveled? Because we know that you're well traveled, than the United States, or is it the other way around?
So I will say data wise, for sure, United States is like the heaviest, North America, and then Europe, and then you got some Australia, you got some Asia, like don't discount South Korea, Japan, like these people are really up on their VR game. I will say the biggest surprises for me, having been able to travel to Ghana and South Africa and Brazil, were that they were, even in those places, there were enclaves of VR communities. Yeah, like building really cool, like for me, we visited this one VR community, and Nigeria has the really big community as well. But we visited this one community in Ghana where I think there was like 5 startups working in like one house on different VR projects and AR projects. And oh my gosh, like to me, these are the applications that I want to see on the platform. Like because they're closer to a lot of problems, especially when it comes to education and, you know, accessing experiential content and learning, which I think that's VR's superpower.
Yes.
They were
100%.
Working on some really interesting like ideas. They had some really amazing prototypes and demos. And they were getting their headsets, borrowing it from schools and getting funding from like UNICEF and these kind of like international orgs to be able to do their thing. But they were also working in very limited resources, which is not uncommon to a lot of us indie devs in Silicon Valley, or like even in America. Like a lot of us are putting our own money into things, and this stuff is really expensive. So we're kind of making it work. Obviously they're on a different level where they have electricity to like try to manage around at like when they only have 3 hours of it a day, but they're still doing the same thing. They're still outputting like a lot of quality content. So it's everywhere. I think the whole world gravitates to the idea of the potential of VR. I think where we're all thirsty for is seeing like use cases that we feel like are meaningful, and getting that distributed. Yeah. Well, but I think I think a lot of people have this misconception that like, oh, if it's a poor country, they don't care about VR, they don't do it. But no, every country has levels of income and representation and levels of resourcefulness, like people who are resourceful with very little, and that's every country has that. And there's a lot of people who have a lot and they're not that resourceful.
100%.
And you see that, and then so as a result, there's communities that everywhere they're doing really things. And I think the people that are building these really cool ideas, especially in those spaces with the most adversity, are coming up with like the most underhyped, underrated, but like meaningful solutions and applications. And yeah.
So we're going to shift gears a little bit.
I want to do something real quick. I want to just check it. We've been having some comments coming in. People been saying, this is awesome. Alex said, this is awesome. I love it. Yeah, we've been having people all day coming in saying, what's good, fam? Appreciate you. Look, we've been just enjoying this deep dive into all this knowledge going back to the DK2 and all these things. So we're really excited. But let's go. Okay, let's continue.
Yes, we're going to shift gears to the now. What do you enjoy most about your job today?
What I enjoy I get most I love what I love getting to work in a passion in something that I'm deeply passionate about, that for good money, like to not have to worry about finance, you know.
That's
And
always a plus.
right. Especially for this type of topic, where it's very pioneering. So not many companies are willing to take this crazy risk on something that doesn't feel like lucrative or have like a very clear line to $1 billion success rate or whatever. And so that I feel very fortunate about, to find the balance of both, because I would be doing this even if I didn't work at this company. I would be doing this.
Love
So
it.
just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. That's what I was doing before I came here, and I just was struggling, you know. But I was doing it while also trying to figure out how to make ends meet. So that's my favorite part, but also actually the best part is also getting to build solutions that I want to see on a platform as a consumer for this hardware that I'm an enthusiast about. I get to be inside and influence directly and have a say and advocate and organize a team and even educate leadership on why this is what the market wants or
Yeah.
needs. When sometimes I think leadership, they obviously, like, and I say leadership like executive leadership, they think about 10 years ahead for the product space, and they're thinking about what's viable there. But when it comes to like what's happening on the ground, they may not have the closest ear. So being able to make an impact in that way, just to make sure, hey, there's some things that are broken that need to get fixed, that people want today that we're not thinking about, and being able to get to voice that internally gives me meaning. Like, I think gives my work meaning. And it's, yeah.
And so what advice would you give someone who is looking to become a VR project manager?
If you're looking, well, I'm a product manager. So if you're
Product manager.
I
I apologize. I have product written down and I said project. I just ran with it.
Yeah.
I apologize. It is product manager.
It's okay.
Everybody, product.
To be fair, like, I think they're like the same at like other companies. Like, I think Microsoft's a project manager, and product managers use interchangeably. At Meta, it is different. And what I would say, if you want to become a product manager, it's a great job if you have two skills. One, you're either a Jill or a Jack and Jill of all trades. You're like, you're someone that likes to do a lot of different things, and you get stimulated by doing different things, and you would get bored by just focusing on one thing. Like, the PM role perfectly centralizes you to have a hand in all these different aspects of product development, design, understanding data, empathy, UX research, engineering, even prototyping. Like, whether it's doing it with your own hands or being able to help those people do it in the right way because you understand the technical aspects of it and how it works and the workarounds, it's a great place to be in. Every day is different. Or you don't have to have that experience, but you have to be really good at delegating, really good at, like, you're really good with people, like, and organizing people and saying like, hey, you can do this, and like, so like, almost like, what's a good example of that? Like, I feel like Barack Obama is probably that. Like, he's like, I don't know what skill sets he has directly, but he's so likable and he knows how to communicate in a way that makes everyone really excited about the broad mission and vision. And so people will jump on board and support, and he's able to like organize accordingly. And if you can have both, you're golden. But those two skill sets are, like, I think the right role for product manager. And if you don't have either of those, if you're not really a big people person, or if you like to do one thing really well, then maybe product management it's okay. It might not be for you, and don't try to force it. Don't force it, because it's not a job that's easy at all, and you have to really love it in order to manage the day-to-day hurdles of the role and pressures of the role.
See, it sounds like, if you're a good entrepreneur who's had to touch every part of the business, then you're going to be really good at doing, product management. If not, if you're just more so, well, I do this one thing and I do it really good. Well, that might be more so something else, maybe like you said, engineer or something else. But I love your explanation about that. I know you're super passionate about sharing that as well.
All right, we're gonna keep this train moving. And so you've seen the evolution of VR from PC VR to standalone VR. What are your thoughts on the current state of VR?
So exciting. I think it's so exciting. I still think, like, I can't wait to get, I think we're still years ahead before we get into the use case that I feel like are really meaningful, which is like how we can transform education and learning and have that more distributed. Even the way we do activities together across physical distance, I feel like is really exciting. However, what I love that where we're at right now is that we're finally getting, thank God Apple came into this. Because I think up until then, yeah, like I feel like up until now, we're heading into this territory that I think like we're seen as like this niche product.
Yes.
I think with companies like Apple and bigger spaces, I think Google and Samsung are going to be doing something finally. It's like, okay, this substantiates it in the public eye that this is a tool that's going to like really revolutionize a lot of the way we do tasks today and how we interact with each other. And so I feel like we're finally at the gates of that. And like, I love that Apple's going in this mixed reality approach now that developers are coming, let's see what stuff looks like there. And obviously their market is like going to be more like the Louis Vuitton customers of VR. But then I think this is going to bring space for us, obviously, for Meta to like, have the more mass distributed, solutions where it's a little bit more democratized, I think, in what we get to see. Obviously, there's trade-offs to both plays, but then also these other players coming and offering a new way of this VR solution being able to be captured by the market or used by the market. I think it's just we're just finally at the doorstep, and the next 5 years, I think these use cases are going to be landing really solidly beyond gaming and like fitness and stuff like that, beyond first world solutions, and I think I can't wait till we get there. And I think we all needed to see like signs that are we gonna like get out of this trough of like we're just one thing. And I think we finally made it into we're fine with more people coming to the door substantiating this solution or this technology. I think I'm excited to see how this like expands even further and amplifies VR in our day to day.
Your excitement makes me more excited, makes Joy more excited, because we are already fangirl and fanboying over it anyway. So
exactly,
I'm super. It's like we're in love. I love what you said earlier too. I would still be doing this even if I didn't particularly work for this company, for Meta. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those powerful things is that even with us, when we started YouTube, it's like we weren't getting paid, we weren't getting any opportunities, but we still were doing it because it's something we love.
We love it.
We will continue to do it because it's something we love, and that's always the changing factor that opens up so many doors. So we're excited that someone like you is also connected inside to continue that excitement, and we're gonna be on the outside doing excitement too. Okay.
Amen. We all need to work together. Yeah, it's a coordinated effort.
Yes. And so the show is called Get 'em to the Metaverse. How do you get people into the Metaverse?
Don't worry, the Metaverse will come to you.
I love that answer.
Mike, hold on, Mike.
Love that answer.
Mike drop moment. Hold on. I need that stated one more time. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
The Metaverse will come to you, and it already has. I think most of us are already into it. Like, if you haven't used cash in a while but have been buying things, you're in the Metaverse. Like, if you've been being able to virtually connect with people but not have to do things physically, you're in the Metaverse like already. Like, I think you've been able to express yourself, your ideas to people using technology and not like in a room full of people. You're in the Metaverse. I think there's more potential for it to be fleshed out, but it's already here, and it's just going to continue growing or materializing. And I think
I'm gonna be transparent here. I think that's one of the best answers we have ever had on the Get 'em to the Metaverse show. Like that was a mic drop moment. Don't worry. The Metaverse is gonna come to you. You ain't gotta worry about it. All right, and that's why I really wanna hold it. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard it? Was that thunder? Was that? Uh-oh. You know what it is?
I'm not rapping. I'm not rapping.
You know what time it is. Like I said, we talked about this the last time. We are called the Duns, so we don't have lightning rounds here at Get 'em to the Metaverse. We have what we like to call the Dunder Round.
The Dunder Round.
All right? So this is the moment you have 90 seconds to add some spitfire, quick questions. All right.
Yeah, we're going to ask it, and you're going to spit them answers out.
You gotta be ready now. You gotta be ready. So you ready to do this?
Just for the audience, though, they told me I might have to freestyle. He was joking, but
no, we actually weren't. We actually weren't joking. That's after this. So you ready, Joy, with the questions?
I am ready.
You ready? Let me get my music ready. You ready, Clorama?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. What's something you always wanted to try but hadn't had a chance to yet?
Oh, damn. I don't know. Skip.
Okay. Something that makes you laugh without fail.
Dang. I mean, movie. I guess TV shows. I would say.
TV shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, The Office, like Parks and Recreation.
Okay. The Office.
Office.
Got
We
it.
got it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite book?
Favorite book. It's The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Okay. Favorite food?
Spaghetti, like pasta.
Okay.
Actually, no, cream sauce pastas. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Favorite XR device?
Oh, obviously the Quest 3.
Beaches or mountains? Here we go. Beaches or mountains?
Beaches or mountains? Mountains.
Your favorite movie?
Matrix.
Favorite hobby?
Snowboarding right now.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Favorite genre of music?
Genre music? I don't have a favorite genre. I'm eclectic.
Okay. Favorite place you've traveled?
I'll say happy music. I love happy dance music. Favorite place I've traveled? Ireland.
All right, what you got, dude? We go give you a nice score. You did pretty good. You got stuck on that first question. I
know. Wait, what was it?
It was what's something you always wanted to try but hadn't had a chance to?
Yeah.
That's
go ahead and answer it right now.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think I've tried everything that I want to try.
I love that.
Yeah. So far. Yes. So I don't know. If there's something new I want to try, I'm sure if there is, I can't think. I don't know what it is yet.
Come on.
Well, we want to stay tuned for that answer.
Yes. Look, the fam has been loving the show. Rex said, love it. Alex said, Chloe is the real deal. We had Alex VR saying, fire emoji. We even had one Terica come in saying, hey, came in a little late.
Hey,
but you caught some good stuff. You're going to have to catch up. You know what I'm talking about? But listen, we have had the blast of a time with you, Clorama. Now, we want to make sure you get the chance to plug anywhere people can find you and how they can connect with you after this. So go ahead and plug away how they can connect with you.
Yeah, you can connect with me best probably. Dang, I just X'd out my Twitter. No pun intended. But probably LinkedIn is probably the best way to reach out to me. That's Clorama Dorvilias. You can find me on there. And just send me a message and then I'll add you. But yeah.
Sounds
love
good.
It.
That's good. We love it. We really enjoyed having you on the show today. It was just such an honor. Like I said, you was in our top 5. So we can retire. We can retire the show now. No more show for this season.
For this season.
But no, I'm really excited. And so, Joy, before we leave out, what do you have to say?
Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Getting to the Metaverse. We've had an amazing time with our special guest, Clorama, and we cannot wait to see all the amazing things that she has coming up. What about you, Jay Dunn?
Listen. I'm going to just look at y'all on the screen real quick because... Look, the vibes. I feel good right now, man. We came in high, we're leaving on the high. And I love what she said. She said her favorite XR device, because I'm going to leave you on this cliffhanger, is the Quest 3. And so...
it delivers.
all we can hope for, all we can say is we're looking forward to the Quest 3, just like y'all looking forward to the next episode of Get Into the Metaverse.
Make sure you put those thumbs up.
Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you like it. Make sure you're showing love. And we going to see you next time on Get 'em to the Metaverse.